A shootout is expected in the Gasparilla Bowl as the Memphis Tigers had a slow end to the 2025 season, losing their last 3 football games, face the North Carolina State Wolfpack, who a couple weeks ago looked like it was going to be the last year for Dave Doran and company. They come back and they win 3 of their last 4 to get bowl bound as they look to finish off with another 8-win season. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lucas Hill here of the Southern Sports Scene. Want to thank you guys all for hopping on in and listening to us wherever you do. Whether it's on your iPhone, iPad, TV, or Android device. Make sure you do us a favor, hit the like, share, and subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notifications so that you're notified every time we go live. Post a new video or post a new here on the Southern Sports Scene. Want to thank our friends at CrossBuddy. Go on over to crossbuddy.com. Use the promo code SSS15 to get yourself 15% off of your first purchase. Also want to thank our good friends at Chike Nutrition. 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of fat in each of their coffees. The best on the market, the best thing that you could get for the holiday season. They've got pumpkin spice, by the way. So holiday flavors are here. Get yours before the end of the year and start your journey to a better fit 2026 today. Let's talk about this football game. 2 quarterbacks that I think are going to play a big role in this one. CJ Bailey, the sophomore, coming off of his best year so far. 2,800 yards, much better passing percentage, 69% completion percentage, 2,800 yards. He's got 28 total touchdowns. I thought he did well this season. But the problem is that although they look good on the offensive side of the football, they have struggled in games where they play top 50 offenses on the defensive side of the ball. You just haven't seen that type of consistency. Defensively, you've had struggles. And it isn't going to help on NC State side that Hollywood Smothers is gone. He's going to the NFL draft, or excuse me, he's entering the transfer. I think he's entering the transfer portal, or he's going to the NFL draft. Yeah, he's going to the transfer portal. It sucks. And you needed a guy like Smothers in the backfield going up against a Memphis front seven that I thought did a decent job this year stopping the run. I thought this was an overall good defense. This was their strength of the defense. You're going to have to rely on some unheralded names, man. And I'm not going to sit here and say that guys like CJ Bailey can't run the football. CJ Bailey is able to run the football when he has room in front of him. You're going to have to rely on guys like Jaden Scott. I think Jaden Scott is going to have to take that next step forward and fill that role that Smothers is going to leave behind. It's going to be very hard to do because Smothers was such a dynamic player. And for NC State, it's hard to replace talent like that. It really is. So Scott, I think, is going to bring you a different dynamic to the football game. We've seen him pop off at times, though. You saw what he did against Georgia Tech when he goes for 24 for a $196. You know, that was not a great Georgia Tech defense. But again, that was a team that I thought really did well against a top 25 team, and they did their job when it mattered most. You're going to need guys like Noah Rogers or Teddy Hoffman or Terrell Anderson to pop off for you. Teddy Hoffman averages over almost 13 yards a catch, and he's only a freshman. So this is a young receiving core, guys. And majority of them are coming back next year if they return. I would expect NC State to throw the football a good bit. I think you're going to throw in a little bit of what Jaden Scott's going to. As a freshman, I thought Jaden Scott did a really good job. I thought he came in nice in these different roles, filling in what Hollywood Smothers is going to leave behind. Of course, this isn't the same skill set that Smothers brings, but I still think he's a reliable number 2. So I think he's going to fill in just fine. I think that going against this Memphis defense, I think he's still going to have his struggles. But I think if you combine what CJ Bailey and what Jaden Scott could do, this afternoon, they have a legit opportunity to steal a football game today. Let's go to Memphis' side, though. One of the best scoring offenses in college football, top 20 overall, 36th in rushing. The biggest concern I have, though, is what Brendan Lewis is going to do defensively. But they're going up against one of the worst defenses in all of college football. 134th in pass defense, 50th in rush defense. They're a top 50 rush defense. I'll give them that. 92nd in scoring, 117th overall yards per game. They're not that good. Memphis this should be a firefight, and I think it will be a firefight when it's all said and done. But that being said, what is Brendan Lewis going to look like this weekend or this week today? What does guys like Sutton Smith look like? What about Cortez Braham? What is the mentality of that team right now with Ryan Silverfield out in Arkansas? How do you handle your business this week with Reggie Howard as your interim head coach right now? Knowing that you still have a guy like Charlie Huff that's going to be watching from above. When it comes to what Memphis has to do offensively, Brendan Lewis has to go to the air. Like, this is one of those games that if you are this Memphis offense, you're licking your chops. This is the worst pass defense in college football. You should be throwing the damn football over these dudes' heads. Brendan Lewis is also one of the more accurate quarterbacks in college football. And I thought he's done a great job during the first half of the season throwing the football. Now, last game of the season where he gets sacked 5 times and he has a 52% completion percentage, that's a whole other thing. Where you had opportunities to win that football game and you got completely decimated defensively. You couldn't put together consistent drives and you failed miserably to try to capitalize in the red zone. You've got to be much better in that department, guys, or else Memphis is going to lose this football game. My situation that I'm looking at with these two teams, it's both of these teams are very young. You've got a team with a lot of that's going to have a lot of roster turnover. We'll see what Brendan Lewis decides to do at the end of the year. I believe this is pretty much his last game. I don't see him coming back to school. I don't even think he has another year of eligibility. Now, this is his last year of eligibility, essentially. And I don't know what Memphis is going to do at the end of the day. NC State, a young roster, a lot to expect. But I think experience is going to get the better of them. I think Memphis ends off the season on the right note. I just don't see where this NC State defense is going to be able to shut down the air attack that Brendan Lewis is going to bring to the table. I think that Memphis gets their 4th straight bowl victory or 5th straight bowl victory, and they are going to solidify themselves in a potential rebuild this year. We'll see what happens with what Memphis does in the portal. I know there's a lot of rumors about what Colton Joseph could do. We're hearing that he could potentially head to Memphis. His offensive coordinator just got hired at Memphis. But again, guys, anything is possible. Anything's still on the table. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. How close does this game get? Oh, by the way, 3.5-point spread for NC State. Give me Memphis plus 3.5 to cover this football game. I think they managed to pull off the upset. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great rest of the week.